Howdy, I'm Susan with Two Chicks with Hiking Sticks, and we are your new favorite podcast that covers the cultural, natural, and historical world around us. I am your host. And I have...
She is your host. I am chopped liver.
No.
I'm Monica.
You are Monica.
I'm Monica. How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing out there? Yeah. Yep. So today we are covering a national park.
Really?
Yes, it's a national park. One of the 63. But it's one of the 63.
Okay. One of the big ones.
It's that big one. Well, it's not actually that big. It's like 47 acres.
No, but it's big because it gets visited a lot.
Actually, no.
No?
No. So, I know. We have you in suspense out there.
I'm shocked.
Shocked and amazed I am. Shocked and amazed. So we're going to cover Carlsbad Caverns National Park.
I am surprised when you just said that it doesn't get that many visitors.
Well, and I don't know if it's just because it's not a big place. I mean, it's only 47 acres. But yeah, it's like it ranks in the bottom third of the 63 parks to go see.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it doesn't get a ton of visitors. I mean, it gets some, but only about 460,000 a year.
Okay.
Not even 500,000.
And is that what denotes it in the 63?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the visitation.
It's a visitation.
Which, you kind of have to go, is that really, I don't know. But, because, they have to click you and count you. I don't know how they actually do that. But anyhow, it's in the lower third is all I got to say.
Huh.
But, yeah, so Carlsbad Caverns is located where?
Susan has new pants.
Which, they make noise.
You might not be able to hear that, but I hear it, and that's all that's important.
I hear it, too. I'm sorry. Every time I go to stick my hands in my pants, I go, ooh, that makes noise.
Hands in your pants or hands in your pockets? Oh, my God.
Good correction.
We're sorry. But that was funny.
Okay. Hands in my pockets. Oh my goodness.
Moving on.
I will try not to put my hands in my pockets so as to not hear these remind me of back in the 80s and 90s you had parachute pants?
Yes.
It reminds me of those.
They weren't that noisy.
But these are my Costco finest, so I love these pants from Costco. But anyhow.
We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored.
But if you want to sponsor us.
We'd be happy to do that because I love my Costco wear. Anyhow.
Costco's like, no.
I don't know who these two chicks are. I don't care if they have hiking sticks.
Sorry.
But note to self, don't wear these pants when we're recording. Okay, got it.
All right, and keep your hands out of your pants.
Keep your hands out of your pants. OMG. Okay, so Carlsbad Caverns National Park. And it is located in...
Carlsbad.
Well, yeah, that is true.
New Mexico.
Versus any other park, you don't know where it's located. But yeah, that one you do know. It's in New Mexico. But the thing I like about Carlsbad...
I've been there.
I have too.
It's one of my 5 or 6 parks.
I thought we were up to 7 for you.
Am I up to 7? I don't know.
But it's not a place, I can't see, anytime I've gone there, it's always because I've gone to Guadalupe Mountains National Park, because it's nearby, and White Sands, because it's not that far.
I was on my way somewhere.
Of course you were. But there are 3 national parks all within a little, not far from each other, I don't think, that you could really hit White Sands, Carlsbad, and Guadalupe Mountains. So it's out in that part. So southeastern New Mexico or West Texas, you can go out there.
Yeah.
So Carlsbad Caverns is known for its caverns and known for its bats.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of bats.
Lots of bats.
And it was interesting. They have a nice little visitor center there that has a really nice park film in there that tells you kind of how it was formed.
I am sad to say that I think I skipped the visitor center when I... Well, no, I didn't. I probably just didn't look around at everything. My norm. I am more astute now.
You know, that's good to hear that we have evolved. That we
There has been some evolution, yes.
I won't beat it into you. We're gonna read this stuff.
I'm trying, doggone it.
But it is basically a limestone cave that is in what they call like a fossil reef that was laid down like a gazillion years ago. Like we're talking 250 million years ago.
Wow, really?
Yes, that we were all underwater over there.
Well, that's true. That's true. Okay.
And so in the way that these caves formed and how they continue to find and discover things in here is just fascinating. But anyhow, so Carlsbad Caverns, you go to it. Now, one thing I did not know about Carlsbad when I went there is that there are two sections of Carlsbad.
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
I didn't know about the rattlesnake place, Rattlesnake Springs or whatever.
I don't remember what they're called. I just remember there was two.
But it's like really small. I'm not sure what the significance is of it, other than it's a great birding place, that other place.
I didn't go, but
Yeah.
I just remember there was
Do.
yeah. Do
But the main Carlsbad is where you go, but you do have to have reservations to get into the cave.
It's been a long, long time since I've been there. I don't think they were needed back then, but things change.
Well, and it's like there's an entrance fee, and then you have to have reservations to go in because they can try to control people going in because, it's a little crowded in there. It can get really crowded in there and very claustrophobic because you're in a cave.
Are there still two different caves? Like one that's more difficult than the other one?
I don't know about one being more difficult. I mean, there's the one that you walk down the natural entrance that you go down, or you can take an elevator down that gets you to the big part that's the big room.
Okay, I remember there was one that was always that we were told was easier, less walking.
Probably the big room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get that, but a lot of people go to Carlsbad just to even do the bat viewing. And if you just want to go watch bats fly out of the cave, you can go do that.
It's very cool.
It really is cool, and there are a lot of bats. And it's fascinating because if you watch the park film, they talk about how they study the bats in their flight movements when they're coming out at night, which, you have to think, somebody's got to do that.
That's very cool.
Somebody sits there and studies that and has, because when you sit there and you watch the bats, and you might remember this from when you were there, you can't have cameras.
Right, right. You can't have cameras. And I want to say that it takes like a full 30 minutes for them to exit. Yeah.
Well, because they're starting at a half a mile, or it's either a half a kilometer or a half a mile in the cave, coming out of the cave. So it takes them a while to start coming out, and then, it takes them a while to fully get out.
Yeah. Very, very interesting to watch.
It really is. I mean, it's a fascinating part of, I don't know, nature, I guess, because they've been doing this for a gazillion years since this cave has been here. So, or this, I don't know, caverns
system.
Yeah. So one of the questions that I had asked when I had been to Wind Cave National Park, which is up north, is, hey, are all these caves connected?
That's, when you were talking, I was thinking about that because, here in Texas, as you move up along the west part of Texas, there's Natural Bridge Caverns here, and then it goes to Inner Space Caverns.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which is in Georgetown, I think. And then kind of off in San Marcos are also the Cascade, right? Caverns are there. Or San Marcos has...
Maybe Cascade, yeah.
There's a couple right there, but they're all kind of headed in that westerly direction, which I bet you if you put a map up and put a line, Carlsbad would be in that line because they're all limestone caves.
Well, but the reason I asked, this is when we ever cover Wind Cave National Park, we'll talk more about it. But
and where is that?
It's like up by Mount Rushmore, that area.
Oh, that's on the total opposite direction, isn't it?
No, it's north. It's all north. It's like South Dakota.
Oh,
the west
okay.
Part of
Sorry.
South Dakota.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Rapid City over there. When I went to Wind Cave, I was specifically asking because Mammoth Cave National Park is another national park, which has miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of caves. I was like, hey, is it connected? Or like with Carlsbad, is it connected to these caves? Back to your point, there are lots of caves around, right? We're still discovering, right? Are they connected?
Are they?
And he's like, we've actually done tests, and how you test, you can test with the air.
Really?
Yeah, you can test by the air. Now, I don't remember all the specifics about how you do that, but it has something to do with, like, in my head, I likened it to, you open up a door, you close a door, you open up a door, you close a door. You would have differences in air or air
Sure.
type. Similarly, so they have determined that these caves are not connected at this point. But back to Carlsbad, they have a part of Carlsbad that is not accessible to tourists. That's called the Lechugia,
Okay.
Lechugia, which, go back, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever. It was like, we only had discovered like 100 miles. Now it's like up to 150 miles. And so it's kind of like Mammoth Cave in that these researchers, and because those are the only people that can go in there, these researchers are going in and continuing to explore and widen like the expanse of what these caverns are and discovering all sorts of life, which the fascinating part about the parts that they're discovering with life is that when you find microorganisms or what have you that can survive without light,
Right.
that is useful to then put that and see, can it also then apply to, say, like other planetary places out there in the universe? Like,
Okay.
maybe so, that you don't have to have light in order to survive.
That makes sense.
But isn't that fascinating?
That's a weird thing, though. I mean, I would have never thought about that.
Yeah.
But that is strange to think about. Yeah.
Well, that you have
Because, yes.
these things that are surviving
Right.
and have been over a gazillion years.
Because there is a supposition, of course, that life depends on
Light,
the sun or light
air,
or whatever. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
And so it starts to poke holes in that. And so if you're a researcher, you can get permissions to go. National Park holds that pretty closely about who can go in and explore. But they're the ones that are continuing to explore. I mean, because you have to even think about even the Carlsbad that you can go in as a tourist. They discover more and more parts of that. And when they discovered it, it was like, they didn't know how deep it was. I mean, they were like putting a ladder down, seeing how far you could go kind
Right.
of thing.
So I'm wondering if maybe stuff that lives in caves and is blind is actually like alien beings.
Seriously.
Seriously. I mean, why not? Why couldn't, okay, I know it's a little far-fetched. I watch a lot of X-Files. Why couldn't something have landed and immediately made its way to a place where there was no light? Because they don't like it.
Or maybe it didn't come and land here. Maybe it's always been here. And
And
it just hasn't evolved like
Well, then it
humans
wouldn't be
have
alien.
evolved.
It wouldn't be alien.
Well, we think it. Well, I mean,
No, it wouldn't be alien. Sorry. Move on.
but so you think about the life that lives in a cave, right? So you have like the outer part of the cave that still gets sunlight and stuff from the outside. Then you have this kind of like darker place, and then you have the really darker place, right, that gets nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's fascinating to understand the different types of things that can live in each environment.
Yes.
And from that, scientists learn a lot about our world around us.
I'm going to assume that there's probably species or, things down there that are endangered or rare.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, rare in terms of there's not a plethora of them.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
But I wonder if they're like, are they, what's the word I'm thinking of? Specific to
being in a cave.
different caves? Are certain things, I wonder, specific to certain caves?
That's a good question. Like, so are those microorganisms or whatever that are in Carlsbad similar to the ones that are in Wind Cave or similar to the ones that are in Mammoth?
Right.
That would be interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
if they're not, then how did they get from one cave system to the other?
Yeah, how did they just appear?
Right.
But then again, if you remember that this is all underwater at one point, it's like, what was the
Quit
world?
busting my bubble.
But what was the world like then? They were living probably in that world.
Yes.
And then came down into, as the water receded.
Yes.
I don't know. Because a lot of Carlsbad, oh, not a lot, but a portion of it is kind of connected with the Guadalupe Mountains.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, so when the Guadalupe Mountains were formed, that also had an impact on Carlsbad Caverns.
There are some caves in Mexico that I've been in also. Las Grutas de Garcia. I want to say they're around Monterrey or Mexico City. I think, and I wonder, now you're going to make me, I'm going to have to go back,
Oh,
find
no.
a map.
She's going to have to look something up.
I know, I am. And see where the grutas are in comparison to where our cave systems go west. That would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
In my head, I can see a line.
Mm-hmm. But, then again, I mean, if you look and you compare it to, again, where Mammoth Cave is and the miles and miles and miles of caves over there to what we have in Carlsbad. Now, the interesting thing in Carlsbad, of course, and this is why you go visit, is because you want to see all the formations that they have, right? All the limestone deposits and the formations. And
Sure.
I just got to say, it's pretty doggone cool.
It is very cool.
I mean, you learn what a stalagmite or a stalactite or a is, and then like all the different forms, like they have the things that are called drapery,
Yes.
or popcorn,
Yes.
or soda straws, all the different types of things that they have that the limestone creates when it drops into the cave.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool.
And you can take pictures down there. It's not well lit, but you can take pictures down there. So you just have somebody shine a iPhone light on it and then take a picture with another phone, which is very possible to do. That's what we were doing, trying to get pictures of some of this stuff down there because it just was fascinating. Now, we'll put some of those pictures here in this video, but it's not enough to have a picture of it. It's kind of like the Grand Canyon. It's like you have to go experience it.
Yeah.
And really take it in and understand this world that sits underneath the surface that we walk on.
I think it's interesting when you do the cave tours, and I don't remember if they did it at Carlsbad, because it's been so long since I've been there. I'll tell you how long ago it was. I had to use a regular camera to take pictures. Okay, that's how long ago it was. But when you do sometimes the smaller caves here in Texas, where they turn out the lights, and you have an idea of just how black,
how dark.
I mean, there is nothing. You can't see your hand in front of your face. It's just kind of weird. If you get to thinking, God, what will happen if the lights were to go out down here? What would you couldn't even see to take a step forward.
But they're real particular about the lighting that they do have because they don't want to disturb the animals and things that do come in, or like the bats that all at home.
Right.
They don't want to disturb all of them. But yeah, so you go down, you take this tour, and you get to see all these different types of, again, stalactites, stalagmites, and all those. You get to see all of those and really take in just the wonderment of this thing that's continually changing. Because with every drop,
Yep.
things change.
And you don't touch.
No, you don't touch.
No touching.
Now, things will break off, but not because you touched them, just because they've hit a point in their life that they can't sustain their weight anymore. They
Right, but
break.
there's something about touching that messes up the biosystem.
Probably like your oils in your hand or
yes,
whatever.
there's something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
No
So you don't touch anything. And then you don't know when you might come across some guano.
Ew.
You know what guano is?
Ew.
That's bat poop.
Yep. Don't want to touch that.
Which was a really big thing back in the 20s.
They used to harvest it.
Oh my gosh, they harvested a ton over there.
Yeah. And that stuff went into, I think at one point I remember reading that was in toothpaste.
We had guano in our toothpaste?
I want to say that I remember reading somewhere that, I mean, not the exact guano, I'm sure they processed it out, but I want to say that was in toothpaste. It was in eye makeup, women's makeup.
It was fertilizer, ultimately.
Look it up. Look it up.
Seriously.
I'm almost positive that I remember reading that.
I did not know that.
I'll have to look.
I mean, I knew it was used as fertilizer, and it was a big thing. I mean, that was one of the big things that they used as K4 back before, it was really recognized as anything. They were like, pulling it out, like as if they were logging. They were just pulling out all the fertilizer.
I'm going to have to look. I could be completely wrong and thinking of something else, but I want to say it was bat guano.
Well, there you go, because guano happens. That's what they say.
Who is they?
I don't know. It was on a sticker, which made me laugh.
Guano happens.
I thought it was funny.
It is funny.
So there's the guano that you also see, which is just fascinating to think, people were in here trying to mine this stuff. But it wasn't until, I think it was like 1920-something that they recognized this as a very unique place that had unique things in it that they said, hey, we should make this a national monument. So they did, because, making it a national monument is much easier than making it a national park. So it took another, 10 years or so before it became a national park. to help actually preserve this, 47 acres of these caverns and stuff that exist out there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people, back in the day, they were using this more as a tourist trap kind of thing to bring people in. Just go, ooh, let's all watch the bats fly out, and then we're going to take the poop from the bats, and we're going to go sell that because it's fertilizer.
Yeah.
And then there's that.
Entrepreneurs.
But entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs.
Oh,
Okay, that was funny.
Please.
I made a funny.
Just go on. Go on.
Oh my gosh, I am just on a roll today. So now I will say this. So when we got there, they're very particular about, I think it's white nose bat, whatever disease.
Yes, there's a fungus or a disease, yeah.
Yeah, they're really picky about your shoes and making sure your shoes are clean, and you need to wear closed-toed shoes because you're stumbling around in there a little bit. But we went and talked to the ranger because, again, we always say, go talk to the ranger. We talked to the ranger because I was like, I don't know, going down, coming up, that's going to be hard coming up because it's 75 stories down in that natural entrance down into the cave.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And there are parts that are really steep.
Yep.
Yeah. So the ranger he said, this is what you do. This is what he tells everybody to do. You walk down, elevator out. Walk down, elevator out. Now, you can walk down, walk back out. Now, I can't say I saw anybody pass us going the opposite way, but you could do that if you were like really into wanting to climb 75 stories.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be elevator.
But I will say, and we talked about this in another podcast about going downhill and how that really hurts your joints. I tell you what, it's steep enough that it really hurts your joints. But you can't take sticks or stuff. You can't have any of that in the cave.
Right.
Yeah. So just be careful. But you can, if you take the elevator down and then up, if you take the elevator down, the whole big room, which the big room is literally a big room. It can fit like 2 U.S. capitals inside the big room.
Huge. It's huge. I remember that.
That you can take the elevator down, and then it is mostly accessible down there. There's like a section that's not, but you can get around, like in a wheelchair or what have you. You can get around down there.
Yeah.
So you can see a lot of pretty cool things that are down there in the big room.
Well, again, we come to the choice between Huffy Puffy and Painy Weiny.
I did Painy Weiny going down, but it
I would not do Huffy Puffy going up, and I'm not sure if I would do Painy Weiny going down.
Painy Weiny was Painy Weiny, but it wasn't terrible. And they have benches along the way. So if you need places to stop and rest because your knees may be hurting you, they do have benches along the way that you can sit at. And it's self-guided. So you're taking your time walking through whatever pace you want to. And, people are stopping, taking pictures and stuff because you can take as many pictures as you want to. So, but yeah, you're going to take the elevator up once you get down to the end. Yeah.
So, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it is cool to go and experience that and to understand what happens. And I mean, they even talk about like even in this big room that they've had concerts down there. It's that big.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they have great acoustics down there.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah, so you figure. I think that's just fascinating.
I wonder who's played down there.
I don't know. Like, is there a tour that goes through there? I don't think they do that anymore, but...
Probably not, but it would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, it would. I mean, because you have to think the bats and other organisms that are down there were like, what the heck is this noise?
I'm going to do some research. I'll put it in the blog post.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's just smart. So, again, this 47 acres that are out there, you can hike on the top side of the Carlsbad area. They do have hikes. Mm-hmm. So you can do that. And they have some relatively flat hikes that are like a half a mile. You've got longer hikes. There's a Guadalupe Ridge hike that actually can take you into Texas.
Oh, wow.
And I guess goes along the Guadalupe Mountains.
That's a long hike.
It is a long hike.
That is a really long hike.
I want to say it may be one you might camp on at some point. But they do have, but again, that's just my point of they have short hikes, they have long hikes, they have hikes that are relatively flat, a lot that kind of go through like canyon-y kinds of areas. I mean, they're not canyon like Grand Canyon, but canyon as in things that go down between two high things kind of thing. But they are out there. So it's just something to take advantage of. Now, we did not do any hiking when we went. We thought our hiking was going down.
I was going to say, I would count the walk in or walk out as a hike.
Yeah, because It was a lot getting down because it's a lot of switchbacks.
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of switchbacks and then going down. I mean, as you're going down. So, but yeah. So just again, the big thing I think the news that's out there now really is that they continue to explore in that Lechugia.
Lechugia?
Okay, Lechugia. Lechu.
Lechuga.
Lechugia.
Oh, there is an IA at the end.
Uh-huh.
Because the word lechuga in Spanish means lettuce. So I'm pretty sure it's lechugia.
Yeah, Lechugia. Yeah, that's what it is, yeah.
And not lettuce.
Yeah. Probably not.
It's the lettuce cave.
But some fascinating things about it. Amelia Earhart went there.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
And did you know that President Obama was the first sitting president to ever go? I think he's probably the only sitting president that's ever been there.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Because, it's a kind of a neat little place to go.
It is a very cool place. It's definitely worth a stop.
And it was declared a World Heritage Site, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
1995.
That's great.
So I think that tells you kind of the importance of the place, that it is pretty doggone cool to go visit it, where you can see all these types of formations from the limestone drips and things that come through. It just is fascinating. And how they have mapped this out, how they were able to drill straight down to make sure that there was an elevator to get us back out of it is pretty doggone cool.
And you're not too far from Roswell.
That is true.
So you could make a
Tell us, Monica. You can go look for aliens or
you
go
can
look for Sasquatch.
aliens or Sasquatch. They're all there in that area right there. Now, I don't know if there's ever been any Sasquatch sightings
What?
in that area of New Mexico. But
Because the aliens have
obviously
scared them away.
Roswell.
Everybody knows Roswell.
Everybody knows Roswell. And so, you could go visit the Alien Museum, make a day of it.
Yeah, you really could, because I would go out there. Again, you've got 3 national parks fairly close to each other that you could go to, and then you can go over to Roswell and just check out the alien stuff. And there you go.
It's a funky little museum.
Because Roswell's known
Well,
for
the
that.
whole town is kind of funky because they've got have you ever been there?
I've been through there.
Okay, so they have aliens on the street
They
signs.
lean into
and
the alien
they
stuff.
They really do lean into it. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
So, again, if you get a chance and you're out in that area, stop by and go through Carlsbad Caverns and check it out. It's just a pretty cool place to go see.
If you consider that your hike, I mean, really, do they let you take water or anything in there?
You can take clear water, yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, I don't remember, but take some water.
Yeah, take some water because you can't take your sticks.
Yep.
So,
But they have the handrail things.
Yeah.
All the way down.
Yeah, they do. So, yeah, it's all kind of protected, and certainly they want you to go where they want you to go.
And it's accessible via the elevator.
Yes. The elevator goes up and down. So it is accessible for the big room. So, yes, you
I'm
can
so
go
glad
do that.
it goes up and down.
It's helpful.
That's great.
Particularly going up.
Very good.
No huffy puffy here.
No huffy puffy.
But again, recommend you go out, go to Carlsbad Caverns, check it out. It's really cool. Take the tour. It's not really a tour, it's a self-guided tour, but you can go down there and enjoy that.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, you will. All right, so if you've enjoyed our content, be sure to like us, subscribe to us here on YouTube, and
share. Please share.
Share.
Do you think anybody else would like it? Click the notification button.
So you can ring my bell.
I did not say that.
But you can do that.
We're going to cut her off now.
But be sure to do that.
That's
and
it. Hike your own hike.
Hike your own hike. We'll be back next week.
See y'all later.
See ya. Bye.